नहमदु व नुसल्ली अला रसूलिल करीम अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि समीउल अलीम मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu and greetings to all the esteemed viewers. So today we shall be having our discourse number 20 and 6th on the Sira, that is biography and Sufi thought of Mir Sayyid Hamadani rahmatullahi ala. So in our previous video, we were discussing lastly the characteristics, the principles which are mandatory to travel on the highest path of spiritual progress. That is the path of the Sayyid Hazrat Samdiyat as mentioned by Hazrat Mir Sayyid Ali Hamadani rahmatullahi ala. So in that video we covered 5 important characteristics or the principles like Tawbah, that is repentance, or Raju ilallah, then Zuhad, that is renunciation, Tawakkul, that is absolute trust in God, Qanaat, that is moderateness, and Uzla, that is retirement. Now the 6th principle for attainment of this highest spiritual path prescribed by Hazrat Mir Sayyid Ali Hamadani rahmatullahi ala, that is the zikr. So zikr means recollection or remembrance. Sayyid Ali Hamadani speaks about zikr that it stands for the conscious recollection of God to the exclusion of all that is other than God, that is Gairullah. And the best form of it is La ilaha illallah. There is none worthy of worship except God. He elaborates that zikr is spiritual medicine. He says, E kimyai ruhani ast. So it is composed of both negative and positive elements. La ilaha is the negative element and purifies the self from evils such as jealousy, pride, greed, and hypocrisy. It also purifies the heart, the dwelling place of the God. Then he says that ilallah is the positive element of zikr which makes the heart healthy and protects it from evil dispositions. So it directs itself to piety. Then the 7th principle prescribed by Mir Sayyid Hamadani rahmatullahi ala, that is tawajjuh, that is absolute attention. Sayyid rahmatullahi ala asserts that tawajjuh means to turn to God entirely so that aspirant is not distracted by things other than God. He opines that if a devotee struggles on the path of God for thousands of years but shows negligence for a single moment, there is every apprehension that he may lose all the bestowed blessings. The next principle he prescribes, that is the sabr or patience. The term sabr or patience is mentioned in the Holy Quran at a number of places as a higher form of virtue. So this is regarded as a higher form of virtue by other Sufi scholars like Abu Nasr al-Siraj, like Imam Ghazali. Now, so far as Hamadani rahmatullah is concerned, he regards sabr or the patience as the basis of all worships. Sayyid elaborates it, I quote it, that is sabr means to subdue one's carnal self and to inculcate love for God's worship and firmness in mujahada, that is mortification. In his Maqamatul Sufiya, the Sayyid rahmatullahi ala writes, even if the Sufi suffers from the calamities of both the visible and invisible worlds, he should not utter a sigh in grief. And if he is subjected to the hardships of both the worlds, he should accept them patiently. Then the next principle prescribed by the Sayyid rahmatullahi ala, that is the muraqabah. That means contemplation. So Hamadani rahmatullahi ala elaborates the nature and importance of muraqabah in these words. I quote it. Muraqabah amounts to giving up all authority and activity over which the seeker has control. It is an instrument, it is a tool in the hands of Sufis through which they try to achieve their goal and concentrate on nothing else but God. Then the last principle which Hamadani Rahmatullah prescribes, that is the Riza, that is to be pleased. Some Sufi scholars regard Riza to be hal, that is state, while others treat it as maqam, that is a spiritual stage. Now, hal and maqam differ in their meaning. Hal represents a gift of divine grace over which one has no control. On the other hand, maqam is that which one acquires oneself by strict observance to religious duties. Hamadani Rahmatullahi Allah, like Abu Nasr al-Saraj and Imam Ghazali, regards that Riza is a muqam. It is a maqam, it is a stage, and he considers it as the highest of all the stages of Sufi path. While elaborating his concept, he writes, Riza is that Sufis should stop talking, or they should stop rather taking interest in themselves in order to gain the satisfaction of the beloved, that is God. When they, that is Sufis, think no more of their own plans and entrust the great works to God, they begin to receive limitless grace and start to shine with the divine light. We conclude with this today. So I request my esteemed viewers to please favor us with your valuable views, share the video, and also subscribe to our channel Understanding Sufism or Tasawwuf fi Amanillahi Ta'ala.